Alright, folks, here we go. New legendary trailer is here. This is your boy Tacho, of course. So, it looks like we're getting legendary Claude here. A very long-awaited legendary hero. So, we finally have the final house leader of 3 houses as a legendary alt. Okay. Oh, check this out. I like how they introduced him there. Alright, so it's obviously time skip Claude. Pretty good artwork. I mean, our boy is pretty nicely shaven there. Oh, hold on. I didn't even look at, like, anything besides the art there. Okay, he is a colorless flying type unit. And he is an Earth pair-up hero. Okay. Another Earth hero, really? Yeah, well, I guess Edelgard was fire and Dimitri was water. So they had to make him something different, right? Okay, Fail Not. we pretty much expected him to have that weapon. So 14 might, 2 range, and effective against flying, of course, like all bows. Accelerates special trigger. And at the start of combat, if unit's HP is above or equal to 25%, grants all stats plus 5 to unit during combat, and neutralizes effects that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks, and events that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. Oh boy. Okay, so he gets -1 special trigger, all stats up 5, and null follow-up. Damn, that is a really good weapon. Okay. Alright, he has Luna as his special attack. Attack and speed catch 4. What is this? At the start of combat, if foe's HP is full, or if penalty is active on foe, grants attack and speed up 7 to unit during combat. And at the start of combat, if foe's HP is full and penalty is active on foe, grants an additional attack and speed up 2 to unit during combat. Alright, hold on. Let me see if I read this right. Start of combat, if foe's HP is full or penalty is active, grants attack and speed up 7. And at the start of combat, if foe's HP is full and penalty is active on foe, grants attack and speed up 2. Isn't that like the same exact effect repeated there? Okay, I guess it means that they have to have both, right? So, the first effect, where you get the attack and speed up 7, it's either or. So, the foes either have full HP or they have a penalty active. Whereas the additional attack and speed up 2, the foe has to have both of those things, right? So, they gotta be on full HP and have a penalty active. Okay. For a possible +9 to attack and speed, could be a pretty good skill. I mean, debuffs are very easy to get, of course, in modes like Aether Raids and such. Okay, Fallen Star, his unique B-slot skill. If unit initiates combat, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 80% during combat. Oh my god. And after combat, grants Fallen Star to unit and inflicts gravity on target and foes within 1 space of target. And Fallen Star for 1 turn. During unit's first combat in player phase and enemy phase, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 80%. Wait a second. Alright, hold on. If unit initiates combat, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 80% during combat. So that's already 80% damage reduction on the foe's first attack. And then after combat, grants Fallen Star, which for 1 turn during unit's first combat in player phase or enemy phase, grants 80% damage reduction on foe's first attack. So he's basically covering himself twice there with the damage reduction. Interesting. And then the gravity effect, that's also pretty sick, man. Inflicting gravity is such an underrated ability in this game. Okay, and also speed and defense Rain 3, pretty solid skill. So he looks pretty interesting. I mean, there's not really any weaknesses that I can see offhand. He doesn't have any way to nullify effective against flying, but he's got 80% damage reduction, which is outrageous. He's got null follow-up. He's got all stats up 5. -1 special trigger. Like, this guy is pretty stacked. Alright, so here is the rest of the banner. Wow, this is going to be pretty good for Wylia, because she wants to get Milla so badly, and Milla is going to be colorless sharing with Claude. So that's going to be pretty good. Okay, on colorless, we've got Claude, Milla, and Legendary Leaf. A very powerful colorless pool right there. And then on red, we have Legendary Seliph, we have Altina, and we have Harid. Okay, that's pretty good if you want distant counter, I guess, because both Seliph and Harid have that. Altina's not really that good in terms of fodder, but she's very good in terms of merges. Okay, then on blue, we've got Legendary Tiki, we have Miridi, and we also have Naga. Okay, and then on green, we've got Annette, we have Hell, and we also have Triandra. Okay, so the banner looks pretty good. If you're going to snipe colorless, of course, to try and get Claude, having Milla and Legendary Leaf as consolation prizes are definitely going to be really good. I mean, it's hard to argue with both of those guys. They are very powerful, both for fodder and just for use. In second place, what color would be in second place here? I'm sort of leaning towards green just because we have Hell and Triandra on there. And then Annette's decent for fodder. She has a ruse skill and then also a double rally plus. Yeah, there's not really too much going on in this banner in terms of fodder. I guess red would probably be in next place because we have distant counter on Seliph and Harid. And then blue is probably in last place. Yeah, I would say blue is probably in last place. Miridi has Wyvern Flight and Instant Lance, but Naga doesn't really have much at all for fodder, unless you want to go for merges, and then Tiki is kind of dated by this point. She's got Bold Fighter, but, I mean, Bold Fighter isn't really all that impressive now when most people are using armored units with the safe skills, so you probably don't want to player phase with them if you're using them for Aether Raids anymore. So, those are my impressions on the color focuses. Definitely colorless is really, really stacked here. But the other colors aren't, like, really standing out at me too much. Green looks alright, but otherwise, I would say focus your orbs on colorless if you want to go for Claude. Okay, is there anything else that they need to say here? Alright, doesn't look like it. Alright, so I guess we can go ahead and take a look at Claude one more time. Yeah, I'm definitely digging that artwork, by the way. Really good-looking Claude there. And yeah, he is wearing his time skip attire there, so not really too many criticisms for the art. Unlike Legendary Dimitri, of course. Okay, his weapon, like I said, very powerful weapon. I wonder how impressive this skill is actually going to be here. Attack and Speed Catch 4, because that's going to be an inheritable one, right? So, are we going to start using that over Attack and Speed Push 4, or Swift Sparrow 3, or the Solo 4s? I can't really say just yet. It seems pretty likely that you're going to get the Attack and Speed up 7, because all you got to do is fight a foe that's on full health, or they have to have an active penalty. But to get the additional Attack and Speed up 2, it might not be the easiest thing in the world, because you have to have a penalty and the foe on full HP. So, seems a little bit, like, up in the air if you're going to get both of them. But just getting one or the other, I think, is going to be fine. And it doesn't have any chip damage, of course, like the Push 4s, which I would have argued were probably the best attack and speed A-slot skill overall. Yeah, so I guess we have to playtest this a little bit to really see how good it's going to be. But it's not hard at all to get debuffs on the foes in Aether Raids. So it's definitely going to be a skill to watch out for. And then Fallen Star, man, this is pretty ridiculous. 80% damage reduction and inflicts gravity. And then it gives him Fallen Star as well. So yeah. Those are my thoughts on Legendary Claude. Let me know in the comments section down below what you think of this guy. And are you going to go ahead and summon on the banner for him? I'm personally probably going to skip this. I know Claude is pretty hype. He is my second favorite of the house leaders. And honestly, I don't really dislike him that much more than Edelgard. I would say Edelgard and Claude for me are really close. It's just Dimitri that I really don't like at all. So Dimitri fans, feel free to chew me out in the comments for that. But that's just how I feel. So that's all for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. So take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.